Hey family, it's your girl Tina Sue. Hoping you're finding some sanity in this insane ass world. Of course, you know I'm all about that melanin life and power to my people. And I want to come today just to talk about something that we really need to start having more discussions and dialogue, and start really thinking about the situation because we're so caught up on tradition. And I think black people a lot of times are kind of scared and very cautious of looking at things a different way. So what I want to talk about today is the black church and the black family, and see what you guys think. So I really would appreciate if you guys say what you want to say and get your point of view out there. Put it in the comments so we can start having a discussion. Well, okay. Pretty much most of us, us blacks, we were either raised in a church or that Christianity was the foundation of our family for pretty much the largest percentage of us. So I really didn't go to church a lot when I was a kid, but I got heavily into church as soon as I became an adult. So I saw a lot of things. I experienced a lot of things. And now that I'm out of the church, I still see the same things going on that was been going on for decades. I mean, shit. So what I mean, so we're going to break it down, see what we think. I personally, my opinion, I believe that the black church, it has just totally destroyed the black family. I really do. Because when you think about it, when you have, first of all, let's think about it. When you have a black church, what's in the black church more than anything? Black women. The church is loaded with women. Barely any men go. And so that should tell us something right there. Why is a church loaded with women but not men? And it's not, and you might think all the women there are single. No, a lot of the women there will be married, but their husbands do not partake in church. And then so there's only a small amount of men in the church, and then you got the women numbers are oozing out the church doors. Their numbers are so many women. So therefore, a lot of women come to church hoping they're going to find themselves a damn husband. So then the few men that are in the church, all the women want them. And then they all arguing and fighting over this godly man because he's such a good catch. And then he's got the advantage because all the women, you got 20 Christian women trying to get one Christian man. So then even if he was a lame loser in life, now that he's in the church, hey, it's almost like he a gigolo. Now if he wasn't a player before, he dang sure can be a player now because he sees so many women want him, and it's because it's such a shortage of men in the church, he can play on these women's emotions. I have seen it where a godly man in a church will be spreading himself in between multiple sisters in the church. Because let's keep it real, black people. A lot of women be in the church because they're looking for a damn man. So and so you gotta just look at that. Look at the ratio of women to men in the church, and that'll tell you a lot about what we're about to discuss. So I have so seen men really exploit the women in the church. And because, like I said, the numbers is not an equal ratio, women to men in the church. You think it's like that in the world. It's really like that in the church because more women come than men, as I said before. And when you think about that, and then the single women in the church, if they're not arguing and fighting over one of the godly men in the church, any man that the sisters meet, we trying to drag them to church, trying to conform them. These mothers ain't said they wanted to go to church. Black women just drag them to the church, because they want a husband so bad, and thinking if they drag this man to church, that he gonna get his act right and marry her, and all that stuff. Where so church is just a hot mess. And then you got to think, well, okay, if a woman is married, but yet her husband doesn't go to church, but yet the Bible says don't be unequally yoked. Well, a big part of the reason why there are more women in the church than men is because Number one, a man, rightfully so, should feel as though he is an alpha, second to none other than God. So I think men have a hard time gonna come in here, especially a black man. You know, black men are strong. Coming in here and you're gonna have another man govern over you like he's your daddy. I don't think that would sit right with any man that has some kufa about himself. So, to go in there, you're going to let this other man, basically chastise you and tell you what you should and shouldn't be doing. And all, when you the man of your house and your kids, you're going to have to be answer to another man. Something ain't right about that. Some that don't sit well with me. That's why there are not really a lot of men in the church. And then secondly, that goes hand in hand with that. Men is not gonna be all about giving this pastor 10% of his income. Men ain't with that. Men ain't with that like women. Now these women, black women, they're running the church, getting barely even caught the bus to church, and will still pay their tithes because they believe that's where their blessing is. They gonna get a husband. Everything gonna be all right because I'm faithful with my tithes. See, men ain't looking at it like that. Like, they did look like, what the hell I'm going to get this nigga 10% of my income? I got out here and worked. So that's another reason why there are more women than men in the church. And then the women in the church, whether they be single or married, it doesn't discriminate. The pastor becomes their husband. Even if they got a husband at home. Because the black women in the church, they believe anything the pastor says. The pastor walks on water in the black church. Black women be going home, going against their husbands for their pastor. If their pastor say left and their husband say right, these women will follow their pastor. All kind of strife in the home. All kind of strife in the home. So, how is black church good for the family? I've seen church split up more relationships than any damn thing. So, no matter what the man of the house say, that woman say, well, pastor said this and pastor said that. And I mean, the pastor just be having his hand is all in these people's relationships, all in their marriages. The women telling the pastor everything. We do. And he all up in the relationship. So how can the black man feel like he's the head of the household when his wife listens to every damn thing the pastor say, do everything? I mean, he literally is like their spiritual husband. And if you get some of these pastors, they be doing concubine duties. It ain't just spiritual. So that's a rift. And then I've even seen where, because women pay the most tithes, not men. I've seen pastors where they will even be like divisive in these people's relationships, telling you what the Bible says is, and if your husband don't do this and that and that, you need, and the husband trying to tell the wife to leave the church. The pastor tell him, no, the Lord said you're supposed to be here, not what your husband saying. Huh? Excuse me? And it's crazy. It's crazy. They do. The church get right because they don't want those tithes to leave. And if that woman leave and follow her husband, them tithes are going to leave. I've seen people that wanted to leave when their children were little or go out and venture and try to see what they can do with their lives. And the pastor in the church was telling these people, no, your blessing is here. The blessing is in the place. You can't just, telling people you just can't go to any church and get your blessing. Your blessing is in the place, as if God not everywhere. So, I mean, people putting their lives on hold, not moving out of state to stay in this house where the blessing is. I mean, literally, the husband could be thinking of have an opportunity to move somewhere far away, but it's an opportunity. And the pastor would be telling the wife, no, that ain't what the Lord say. Now I want to know, how do you know what the Lord's saying about concerning me better than me? Really? And then I've seen where, because of course you're not supposed to have sex before marriage and all of that. So you sitting up here having young people who probably have more sex than old people. You know what I'm saying? The teenagers probably have more sex than we are. Rushing them to get married because they don't want to be living in sin. You pressuring people that are married, divorced, and had 4 kids, got grandkids, great-grandkids, and because they in church, you're telling them that they ain't supposed to have sex. Oh, they gonna be a virgin again, but they got damn great-grandkids. Give me a damn break. Them pastors, them be trying to really like it's their business with everybody doing with their private parts. Ain't none of your business what I'm doing with my ass. If I'm having sex, I'm having sex. Ain't none of your damn business. So, and when you look at all that, so then they have all these, in the church, this is why divorce rate is so high in the church. Because for the simple fact that the church puts pressure on the women, making them feel dirty and slutty because they're having sex, even if they've been with their boyfriend for 6-7 years. So the church rushes these people to get married because you can't be living in sin. Y'all can't be shacking up. They don't give a damn that you motherfuckers ain't compatible. This shit ain't gonna work. Y'all don't even really have like each other, because if you wasn't in the church, you probably just be hitting it and quitting it, or was that friends with benefits, booty calls, or whatever. But because you're in the church, the pressure is on you to get married. This is why so many marriages fall apart in the church, because you were never meant to be married to this person. So the church should take some responsibility for that, pressuring people to get married, rushing them to get married, whether they compatible or not. Take some responsibility for that. Take some responsibility for that, Reverend. I've seen it. I know what I'm talking about. So we really have to take a real close look at what is the black church really doing to the black family. You got the high divorce rates, just as many single mothers. So if the church if the black church got all these answers, why do you have all the same problems in the church that you have in the world? Please explain that to me. Church marriages don't last. So please explain to me. So this is what I'm saying. I see church more or less a division between the black man and the black woman. Then I see it helping. Because like I said, you're getting these premature marriages. The woman want to run to the church and give all her money where her husband is saying no. Then all the women in the church think they're married to the pastor. The pastor running around here controlling all the women in the church. And even if the woman has a good man, a good husband going to church, it's going to end up being some strife no matter what. Because of what, like I said earlier, he could be the deacon or whatever he could be, that his wife still respect the pastor more than she do him, her husband. It's too much division in the church between women and men. It's too much division. So I just want to know, how has the black church helped the black family? It's not it's telling you to and this is another thing I want to say. So then the women have the mentality when they have a husband, because the woman is in the church, she could have a husband that's beating her, cheating on her, doing all sorts of stuff, won't work, can't keep a job to save his damn life. But because she's in the church under that damn Christianity, she believes she has to stay with this man to death do her part, no matter how bad he treats her. That she is just ordained to be a helpmate and stay here to be a doormat for this man because she, on paper, is his wife. So how healthy is that? But I've seen it go on in the church. Because the women feel like, the man could be treating her like shit. And she feel like she has to stay and be miserable because she's a Christian woman. She don't want to get no divorce. So the church does that too, putting pressure on women to stay with men that are absolutely no good for them. And have you ever noticed when scandal do break out in the church, which is all the damn time, I don't know when a church ain't under some damn scandal. These pastors, these bishops, these deacons, and these laymen, they could be running around there sexing multiple women in the church. Have you ever noticed that the woman is the one that get dogged out, just like in the world. She all around the church whispering about, oh, she did this and she a slut. But nothing's really said to the man. He's still a deacon. He's still a trustee. But she's been like outcasted, pretty much. In my opinion, the only... Wow. I can't believe oh, God. And this is not to bash the religion. This is just basically, let's get the conversation going. I mean, really, we need to talk about the black church and the black family. The black church doesn't teach the black family to stick up for one another. Like I said, it obviously isn't teaching it to or breeding relationships that last, because like I said, the divorce rate in the church is so high. And now it's not even as high, because now the church want their tithes, want the money so much, they act like the rules in the Bible don't even apply anymore, because you have people that's living together, shacking up, and them pastors ain't never talking about them getting married. Just bring your damn tithes, woman. You can bring your boyfriend anytime you want. Sister, you can sit on the front pew with your man that you live with, as long as you put them tithes in this here bucket. So to me, the black church does not promote healthy black families. I think it is a straight division between the black woman and the black man, because the black man is not going to submit like a woman will. And the pastors use that because the women are all in there submitting to him, when they should be submitting themselves to their own husbands. Because a man ain't keen on going in there giving no another man 10% of the money he done got dirty and went out there and worked for. He ain't keen on that pastor being all in his relationship, telling his wife what she should and should not do when he the king of his castle. How can a man feel like he the king of the castle when his wife is married to the pastor? So I just want to hear what you guys think about this. Please like, share the video, subscribe, and please comment so we can get the conversation popping about this situation. I want to hear what you think, what your views are about it. So that's it for right now. I might get back with you guys later. What's your melanin IQ?